Guys, ever wondered why the flat earth matters? One question that always pops up in my mind is why the flat earth even cares if the earth were round or flat. Of course, it matters a lot for science. If the earth were flat, that would throw away literally everything we know about astrophysics, so it matters a lot in the progress of science. But these flat earthers are neither scientists nor researchers. They likely have nothing better to do with their lives but to talk about flat earth all day. That being said, we all know the real reason they fight so hard for flat earth. It's because they want to feel superior to others. But flat earthers themselves seem to have a different idea.
There is one frequently asked flat earth question that is more rhetorical than inquisitive, more a defense mechanism than a genuine query, and tends to be the final discussion point allowed by stubborn globe defenders before completely refusing to further engage with the subject. Regardless of the answer you provide, no matter how articulately and convincingly you argue, after asking this question, they will almost always throw their hands up and claim the entire pursuit of truth to be futile.
Okay, I've literally never heard anyone do that. We don't actually care why you think it's important to argue about the shape of the earth. I certainly don't, but the reason for you arguing about it is different than the arguments themselves. It doesn't contribute to the debate, so I could hardly care for your motivation. But I'm not going to throw my hands up after asking that question. I've basically already thrown my hands up ever since I've heard about flat earth due to how stupid it is.
This final flat earth FAQ, formulated one of several ways, is: so what if the earth is flat? Why is flat earth important? Why does the shape of the earth even matter? What difference does it make to my life? And my personal favorite: I still have to get up and go to work in the morning, so why should I care?
I know you're going to misinterpret this, but I still have to get up and go to work is just a fancy way of saying nothing changes, which is true actually. If the earth were flat, nothing would change.
When a globe defender reaches this point, it is basically a Hail Mary, white flag, full retreat surrender, admitting that anything short of winning the lottery is unimportant to them, because that is literally the only thing that could fulfill such a ridiculous prerequisite.
What? It's not like we're asking for you to change the reality of physics or anything. It's just a simple question on why you care so much about the shape of the earth. Obviously, you're not going to admit that you argue because you like to feel superior to other people, so I'd like to hear your other made-up reason. That being said, in all seriousness, I do think that pursuing truth is actually a good reason for research, but flat earthers are not actually conducting actual science for research. They're doing it mostly to debate or oppose round earth, so I just can't accept this as being a pursuit of truth.
If the flat earth revelation doesn't somehow make them an overnight millionaire, they don't want to hear about it. Imagine if your friends or family said this about any other subject you tried discussing with them. For example, suppose your spouse cheated on you, and when you tried to talk about it with your best friend, they responded by saying, "Regardless of whether or not you were lied to, I still have to get up and go to work in the morning, so it doesn't matter to me."
That's just wrong on so many levels. If you say this to your friend who was cheated on, then you're just a dick. But if you say this to a random stranger on the internet who is trying to convince you the earth is flat, that's a different story. First of all, I don't know you, nor do I care about you. It's not like something traumatizing or bad happened to you, such as getting cheated on. You're literally just trying to convince people on the internet the earth is flat. That's it. It's not like I'm trying to show you sympathy or something, like the case with the friend. You just sound like a crybaby right now, screaming, "Pay attention to me, wah, the flat earth is important, wah."
It is absolutely rude and completely ridiculous to require someone to relieve you of your need for employment to be deserving of discussion.
Okay, I still have to get up and go to work doesn't literally mean going to work. It's a general term that means it doesn't affect the average person's life. That's it. The saying actually is hardly tied to employment. Plus, why are you even finding this rude? Are you getting your feelings hurt from someone on the internet? Aw, poor baby.
So then, why does it matter what shape the Earth is? Why should anyone care whether Earth is a level, motionless plane, or a tilting, wobbling, spinning space ball? Firstly, the thing of crucial importance is the lie, not the shape. The lie of heliocentrism is one of the most insidious lies imaginable, uprooting people's common sense and lived experience, and replacing them with unproven theories and explanations from supposed experts.
You know what, I can somewhat agree here. If the earth truly were flat, then the shape isn't what's important, but rather the lie. But on the other hand, you're actively trying to cause harm to people by making them distrust science and scientists. If one person sees your video and decides not to go to a doctor for an illness, then you've actively harmed them. The message you're sending is dangerous. Your flat earth activism would only have meaning in exposing the lie if it even had a chance of being true, which it unfortunately doesn't. You're trying to expose a truth that doesn't exist. Sorry to tell you that the entire purpose of your existence is meaningless and contributes negatively to society.
When children are indoctrinated from an early age to abandon the evidence of their senses in favor of this nonsensical globe model, a schism occurs in their psyche, where they are no longer able to trust their own senses and experience, and instead must trust information completely contrary to it, presented by perceived authority figures. This is incredibly deceitful and disempowering to the individual.
Okay, I don't know what school you went to, but in regular school, we're taught about how to conduct science and how to think scientifically. Of course, this is probably going to be later on in your educational years, such as high school and college, but it's there nonetheless. We're taught about how to conduct science, how to think critically, and how to apply that to the discovery of new things. You must have not been in school long enough to get to that stage.
Teaching this false, nihilistic, materialistic cosmology as absolute truth is psychologically traumatizing and spiritually devastating, causing believers to lose faith in anything beyond the material world.
Haha, psychologically traumatizing. Yep, that's why everyone who believes in the round earth have trauma. I'm sorry, but the only thing traumatizing in my life is the fact that I have to listen to your voice because I have to meet my YouTube upload schedule.
So-called scientists have become the new priestly class, with educations and explanations supposedly so advanced that us neophytes have no choice but to blindly believe them.
Okay, what is this? Isn't this video supposed to be about why flat earth is important? You certainly derailed from that topic, haven't you? Okay, look, scientists are the backbone of societal progress. You can't just dismiss them entirely just because they give us complex physics algorithms that you can't understand. And again, science as a whole has given us almost everything we know in terms of technology. Oh, you don't trust the scientists? Then why do you use your smartphone or the computer you use to record and upload your videos? Don't trust scientists? Don't take the medication you've been prescribed. Don't trust scientists? Don't live in your house or apartment, as that has been constructed using scientific concepts. You cherry-pick the shape of the earth and astrophysics as a reason you can't trust scientists, but in reality science is responsible for literally every luxury you have today.
So why does the shape of the earth matter? Again, it's not about the shape. It's about the lie. The fact that humanity has been completely deceived for the better part of 5 centuries regarding something so fundamental and foundational as where we live and where we came from makes the heliocentric globe model the greatest and most successful hoax in human history.
Okay, but why would scientists just lie about the shape of the earth, but for every other topics like computer engineering, biology, medicine, agriculture, architecture, they decided not to lie about? You know, just conveniently the things you take for granted every day. That's all true, there's no lie there. But specifically for this one topic that you care about, the one topic that you like to use to argue with people and to feel superior to them, no, that one's a huge lie. Gotcha.
So when someone asks the asinine question of what difference does it make, that is already evidence of extreme psychological distortion. If knowing the truth doesn't matter to your life, what does that say about your life?
Yeah, but it's not like you care about the truth either. If you really cared, you'd stop being in your own little bubble world with other flat earthers. You'd go out and read scientific papers on what scientists are actually researching. You'd go get an education at a university. You'd go to scientific conferences, see the research that's being conducted. But instead, you stay in the basement making videos like this one. I guess you care about the truth, but you don't care about it that much.
Flat Earth is an epic epiphany that changes many people to their core by adding a spiritual dimension to their lives.
Right, as the person who is literally just preaching about how children are being indoctrinated to not trust their own senses, you just made a claim about the spiritual aspects of life, which most certainly has no connection nor can be proven by your own senses.
Even more importantly, however, is if humanity succeeds in fully exposing this egregious lie and finally routing out the liars, the beneficial ripple effect it will have throughout society is massive. When the spinning spaceball Earth is finally exposed worldwide for the 500-year deception it was, humanity will suddenly be faced with the reality that every government, every space agency, university, religious organization, mainstream and alternative media outlet have all been duplicitous in propping up a monstrous manipulation to fleece and control the masses.
With all those organizations involved, you'd think there'd be a whistleblower, or the truth would be leaked somehow, but nope, everyone is just so good at their deception jobs that it's been airtight for so many centuries. And again, you're cherry picking the shape of the earth again, but don't realize the organizations you listed has brought you things that you now take for granted, such as technology, food, housing, everything. Don't eat your food. The scientists that brought you better agricultural techniques can't be trusted. Don't drink water. The science behind the water filtration system can't be trusted. It's so stupid, like you're trying to create this massive revolution without thinking about what that would actually mean for yourself. You're taking flat earth and you're trying to make it seem so grand, like there's some sort of grand purpose behind it. But by increasing the scale of this concept and the scale of this supposed lie, you don't realize that the implications behind those claims also scale up. In other words, you're making flat earth a bigger deal than it actually is. Sure, maybe to you it's your whole life's purpose, but for normal people like me, you're just an annoying fly in the house. Alright, that'll do it for this video. It has been a while since I talked about flat earth for good reason, so I decided to revisit it for a bit. Thank you to Fireshard, Alan Morton, Ms. Fixit, and Edward Martin for the constant support on Patreon, and I'll see you in the next one.